Hello, my name is Jess Jenkins, and I have the privilege of working as a missionary teacher at the International Christian School of Budapest in Hungary. I grew up in northwest Pennsylvania and met Pastor Derek and Elizabeth when we were all in college, so we have been friends for a long time. I would like to share a little about Hungary and the work that God is doing through the school there. Hungary is located in Central Europe. It has a long and eventful history, but more recently, after World War II, it was part of the Soviet Union until the fall of the Iron Curtain in 1989. The capital city of Budapest is very beautiful. There are many bridges over the Danube connecting Buda and Pest, the two sides of the city. It is very modern, with all the modern conveniences, as well as the materialism that goes along with them. There is often discontent among Hungarian people, as they are searching to be filled spiritually, but they are often looking in the wrong places. Pray that they would be open to hearing about the one who can give contentment in any situation. Hungary has a population of roughly 9.5 million. Although nearly 87% of Hungarians would say they are Christian, only 3% of those are evangelical. Historically, Hungarians, or Magyar, are Catholic, and while there are many Hungarians who are culturally Christian, they are not actively living out their faith. One of the largest minority groups are the Romani people. Like many people in Hungary, while most would call themselves Christian, only 2% are evangelical. Hungary also has a large Jewish population. Hungarian Jews are considered an unreached people group, with only 1% of the population claiming to be Christian. There was a large ghetto in Budapest during World War II, where Jews were held. This monument, inside the borders of the ghetto on the synagogue grounds, is called the Tree of Life, with the names of the victims written on each leaf. The long and complex history of the region has created hard feelings between many groups. Another monument, Shoes on the Danube, is in memory of the many Jews and Romani people who were shot into the river by the Arrow Cross Party during the war. There is still reconciliation that needs to happen between many of the people groups in Hungary. There are also many displaced Hungarians who suddenly found themselves living in other countries as national borders were redrawn, or who were forced to leave during the time of communist control. There are many mission agencies from many different countries working in Hungary, and God is doing great work there. In 1992, several Christian organizations saw the need for a school in Central Europe to serve missionary families and others in the region. They began to plan what would become the International Christian School of Budapest. In September 1994, ICSB opened its doors for the first time, with 56 students in grades 1 through 12. Enrollment since that time has grown to over 225 students in grades K to 12. One of my favorite things about serving at this school is a chance to serve so many different mission agencies and ministries in one place. There are over 15 mission groups represented in the staff families alone, and even more in the student families. ICSB is supporting missionaries from all over the world by providing a Christian education for their children. The missionary families we serve have been called to a wide variety of ministries. They teach at seminaries, do outreach with international students, work with the Romani people, manage homeless ministries, plant churches, and much more. Inside the school, there are also ministry opportunities. Just because the parents are missionaries doesn't mean that the children are necessarily Christians. Teachers have the opportunity to make their spiritual life a part of everything they do, no matter what subject they teach. The school also serves families who are in Hungary on international business, along with Hungarian families and other non-Hungarians who need an English education for their children. The values of the school are attractive to many families, regardless of their religious beliefs. While the school is dedicated to serving missionary families and always reserves a percentage of each class for missionary children, they also recognize that there is a ministry opportunity to the Hungarian and international community. Non-Christian students are welcomed into the school community and take Bible classes as part of the curriculum. There are also weekly chapels and a spiritual emphasis week where students are given the chance to focus on what God is doing in their lives. Many of the students will go back to their passport countries for university. Children who grow up outside of their home culture are referred to as third culture kids. They are a mix of cultures, but often feel that they don't fit in either place. ICSB is one place where they can find others who understand their unique perspective and find others like themselves. One of the school's goals is to prepare students to return to countries that are often less familiar than Hungary. By giving them a solid biblical foundation, along with a strong education, the school tries to help them be ready for whatever the future might hold. Providing a well-rounded education with many opportunities to grow takes a whole range of teachers and education professionals. This fall, I will be going to ICSB to take on the role of Director of the English Language Learner Program. These students have low levels of English and need intensive English classes, as well as help functioning in a completely English-speaking environment. It is often overwhelming at first, but ELL class is a safe place for them to ask all their questions and get the help they need. Many of these students are from non-Christian families, and this is a great opportunity to introduce them to Christ in a safe environment and in a way that they can understand. Bible class is not always easy for them. It is full of words and ideas that they have never heard before, but as the year progresses, they are able to understand more and learn about Christ in a way they would not often be able to in other schools. They also become more involved in the school community. There are sports, band and chorus, and other extracurricular activities that help them become an active part of the school community. Building relationships with the students and their families is a way to show Christ's love for all people, no matter where they are from. Besides working directly with the ELL students, I will also be working with the teachers to create lessons and materials for ELL students at different levels. This will be a challenging role, but it is an important ministry to this group of students and to their families. My mission agency, Resourcing Christian Education International, serves international teachers, Christian schools, and other education ministries. Their mission is to provide exceptional educational opportunities with a biblical foundation and Christian worldview. All the teachers at the school are on missionary support. We rely on churches and individuals like you to support God's work overseas. At this time, I have nearly 80% of the initial support I need to go to Hungary. Trusting that the needed finances will come in, I have set a departure date in early August, but over the next year, I hope to reach my final support goal of $2,000 per month. This amount covers travel and living expenses, as well as health insurance, savings, retirement, continuing education, and recertification for my teaching license. It is a big goal, but God has done a miraculous work already over the past few months. These students are a great group, and I'm looking forward to being back with them. Please consider how you might help contribute to God's work in Hungary. Missions is truly a whole church effort. How is God asking you to participate? Prayer, encouragement, financial support, or supporting with your special skills or knowledge? There are so many ways to be involved. How will you answer God's call?